Hello, everybody. My name is Neil Thompson from the Delegate Wranglers. I am very delighted to be joined by Emma Cartmell from CHS Events to talk about the CHS Leeds 2023 show. Hi, Emma. How are you?
I'm really good, thank you. Yes, good to be here.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, I know we've just got about 5 days or something to go before the show. How's it going? I know things are a bit crazy in the last week before the show. Is it all hands to the pump?
It is, but also it's remarkably calm. If you compare just to last year after coming out of COVID, it wasn't frantic, but you've got a lot more nerves around people coming and showing up and what have you. So yeah, remarkably calm. Michelle's all over the organisation of it, the exhibition team, the buyer team, they're all, yeah.
Are there any hosted buyer places left as well, or is it just on turn up on the day places now?
You know what? I actually don't know. I'd imagine we'll find space if people want to come as a hosted buyer. That would be Jenny that looks after them. But yeah, the hosted buyers themselves, the numbers are up on last year. And I was saying to you earlier that 33% of the hosted buyers and VIPs that are coming are completely new to the show. We partnered with LNER, I don't know if you know that, as a travel partner. So they've got 18 buyers coming up from London. So most of them will be new to the show completely.
So moving on, you're obviously going back to
Royal Armouries. Yeah, where it all began.
But this time we're all in one hall. That's exciting.
So all under one roof in the largest hall they've got. I think the lunch and what have you is going to be over the way, but it's going to be exciting to see everything, all the buzz in one space. That's going to be really
absolutely good. I think that's a key thing, isn't it? You've got all that buzz together there. So and I know we're right in the middle of that hall as well. I can't wait. We're on stand 54. Shameless plug there from me. Yeah, we've got a cocktail bar, and I know it's going to be a really good. Whenever I walked into that side, it was a really good buzz anyway. So it will be good to have everybody back there. Yeah. So speaking of exhibitors, you got any new people there this year? Anyone that's brand new to the show? That's always exciting.
Yeah. So Lou has been working really hard on attracting kind of people to the show that we want there. So this year we've got UTAC Millbrook. They're doing a lot with us. So great venue, and great for us to have them on board supporting the show, which is fantastic. And also some international, just a peppering of international. So yeah, Ireland, Croatia, Germany, and then as always we've got not international but Visit Scotland, Liverpool. Great UK destinations and people like yourselves there. So they're going to get a lot of meeting hotels that you wouldn't normally meet, which is great.
Exciting when new people come on as well, isn't it? I do
it's
love
important for the visitors. The reality is you don't want to, especially when the show's like, when known as being not massive, it's a one-day show, it's really friendly, and that's not enough in itself to come and see the same people year in, year out. You need to be fresh. You need to have new people coming in so that they've got new people to meet.
So tell us about, obviously a big part of what you do at the show is the educational side. Do you want to tell us the theme? I know it's work-life this year. That's really exciting because it's something I'm massive into. I'm always trying to work. Me and you have many discussions about this. We're always trying to work out our work-life balance and, what's it all about? Where'd you stop and where'd you start?
Yeah, it came about because we're all into kind of personal development and growth and business development as a team. And certainly we've always been remote. So when COVID hit, working remotely wasn't a culture shock for us, but same. Everything else was, the having family working from home, having the kids being homeschooled, that not being able to go out and such like, and being able to go for a walk for, was it an hour a day, you could have the exercise. So everything kind of got jumbled into one. And it's almost about trying to find ourselves now and perhaps asking the question, is there such a thing now as a division between home life and work life? Because a lot more people work from home. Especially I think in the events industry, because we love what we do. It's part of who we are. So we're not 9-to-5ers who go into the office, do a day's work and come home and forget about it. So we're used to being the, first one's in, last one's out of any event, what have you. And I know, say from speaking to some of the speakers, it's like, there's going to be some really good practical tips. So it's not just about, this is why it's important and this is what it's like physically, and, what can you do to look after yourself, really, that well-being piece and such like. So
Yeah,
yes,
and you know what, I'd really urge people to go along to those sessions, because you always pick up loads of little tips. You might, it might not be everything, you might not agree with everything, but you always pick up loads of really good tips to come home with. So I love going to those sessions.
Yeah, there's always more we can learn.
Always more. And this ties in with obviously your podcast that was launched earlier this year. It's kind of similar theme, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, so the podcast is called Love Life, Live Well. We've done the first series. So we're just now recording like the best bits, which is going to come out this week and next week. And then we're into series 2. And it's going great. We are in the top 2% of all podcasts globally. And that's based on the number of downloads and listens and what have you. So it's an amazing.
Oh, you should be really proud. That's amazing.
Oh, it's and I love it, because it's like, now it's anything I get curious about, I can just find somebody to interview and put it on the podcast, and kind of, I hope that other people will be curious about the same things. It turns out they are, because we can see on the figures in terms of what people are downloading and such like. So we're doing a mini series around the show with that work-life balance.
Yeah.
So it's I'll be doing some interviews with speakers once they've spoken, doing a bit of a deeper dive with them, which is great. I'll have a stand at the show, and I'll be interviewing. I'm going to interview you, hopefully, Neil. Interviewing a few people as they're walking by, or probably being dragged over by a member of the team to get on the mini series. So you can download those after the show.
One part of attending CHS is how friendly it is. Now, we love the welcome reception. It's always such a good vibe, loads of people to say hello to. We say to all our exhibitors, we do a briefing with our exhibitors, and we always tell them, make sure you go to that, because it's a way of breaking the ice before you even get to see them on the show floor the next day. So do you want to tell us a bit about it? It's a new venue this year.
Yeah, it's at Cloth Hall, which is owned by the university. It's a beautiful venue, actually. Yeah. I think years ago I went to the launch of it. Right. But yeah, really lovely building and nice, beautiful setting. And yeah, just usual. It's all about that, meeting people, having a bit of fun. We're a one-day show. You cannot possibly get round everybody. You've got to really work the one day that you have, exhibitor, and visitors. So exactly like you said, break the ice the night before, and then you've got something to talk about when you go into the stand. You've already built that relationship, and you can talk business and what have you. So that was the whole thinking behind it, was just to bring everyone together, and that's when the network, and that's when, and that a lot of business happens at the social side of events. It doesn't, so it's making sure that you've got that relationship being built, and then you can go and meet them the following day and talk business.
Obviously, a lot of new visitors, you said. There'll be some people who will be, hopefully the people watching this interview will be either people who are returning and have seen the show and just kind of getting their appetite whetted about what's coming, but also some new people as well. So any tips for any of those new people who haven't been before to the show? I mean, you mentioned earlier it's a super friendly show. I can vouch for that. It's a friendlier show, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're nervous about anything, you do have people who come to the show maybe on their own. Just come and see part of the team. We're all, all the
come and see us. We'll
come and see you. Yeah, right. You're right in the middle. We'll look after you. We can introduce you to people, etc., etc. It is really friendly. My biggest advice is to plan your day, because it goes by in no time. So have a look at who's exhibiting. Have a look at the education program. Make sure you've got time for, if you're coming as a hosted buyer, that you put in the welcome reception, because that's like you said, it's a great experience. Yeah. So allow plenty of time in your diary, and plan your day. I would say just think about who you want to meet. Make sure you squeeze in a time to have a cocktail on your stand and such like, and because there's just so much going on. Some people who come and they literally go from stand to stand to stand. I have a friend who is an event organizer. And she's exhausted by the end. When Emma, I've spoken to every single exhibitor here. It's her mission every time to get around everybody.
Why not? The way analogy I'd say, it's like buying a gym membership, going to a gym and just walking around and looking at the machines. You're going to the show for a reason.
Yes.
To go and talk, to go and find out what's going on. Go and find out what's the worst that can happen. Somebody will tell you something, you say, oh, it's not relevant to me, but I'll keep it I'll keep it in the mind.
And you're not going to get the hard sell. If you talk to somebody, all they're going to do is talk back to you and have a good, and have a conversation.
So, and then any tips for exhibitors as well? Obviously the usual, don't go on your phone, just sit there on your laptop.
It's like anything. We're kind of like hybrid in that we have the appointment system. So you've got your appointments already in your diary. And you can reach out to people. A lot of the buyers have got all their appointments booked in. They've been thank you, all the host buyers who've put your appointments in and what have you. That's great. But you've got to work it like you have, like in the old days. You've still got to work your stands. Yeah. You can't, and especially us, because we're focusing now on absolute getting great buyers to the show. Our vetting system has really increased. So it's harder to get in as a hosted buyer. You've really got to have business to place. And say, just remember that friendliness. No one's going to, if you're still on your stand, just say hi to people, ask them what they're looking for, ask them where they place business. And if they're right for you, have that conversation. You can't just sit there and wait, because it just doesn't work like that.
And another top tip I'd give would be to try and go to some of the educational sessions, because you will see people will ask questions, and then you might just be able to stop that person afterwards and say, oh, I really like that question. And there's loads of ways, and go to any kind of social things, like the night before, afterwards as well. There's a few after show drinks, isn't there, as well, normally? Is that right? No, that's right. That's right. Yeah, no, we have lots of drinks afterwards. It's that's why it's so friendly, because everyone's everyone's had a few drinks.
I remember years ago seeing one guy who was on his stand. He was literally going to the TP, talking to people and bringing them back to his stand. And it's like, I was like, that's the way you do it. You go where the people are.
You never know who you're going to meet. It might change your life. Never know.
Absolutely.
So, come to CHS, it'll change your life. There's a quote for you.
That's a very bold statement. But you will have a great time. You will make great connections, and you'll be. No, we just love to see people there. It's always that's what I get excited about, is just seeing people and meeting new people and finding out what's happening in the industry.
Lots of hugs, lots of
hugs.
Yeah, lots of nice welcomes. So, all right, so 3 words. I'm going to put you on the spot. Give me 3 words to describe how you're feeling right now.
Excited, definitely.
Me too.
Calm, and I can't say it in one word, but just really look forward to catching up with the team and you and your team and everybody there. So it's not a word to describe, but looking forward to the
it's exciting, isn't it? It's really exciting. I mean, I honestly, we love this show. I'm really excited. Can't wait. So
thank you for all your support as always. I know you love it. You do it from the heart, but genuinely, thank you. We really appreciate it.
No, honestly, we absolutely love working on CHS, and long may it continue. All right, Emma. Well, thank you very much. Good luck for next week. I'll see you next week.
You will, yes.
Yes, very exciting. And thanks everybody for tuning in. And you, as I say, you can register in the link that accompanies this video. Thanks a lot. Cheers, Emma.
Take care. See you soon.
See ya.
Bye.